Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is raining outside, and so I decided to come in my walk-in closet because maybe my dogs won't hear me in the garage and they won't start whimpering. Beethoven's the worst. He kind of, man, once he knows you're awake, he's just like ready to come out and play and be fed or whatever else, right? But I I don't know. I just felt like God was telling me to just kind of share a little bit on some things and just be transparent, I guess, or like open about what it's. He wants me to teach about gang stalking, and quite honestly, like, it's not hard to realize that you're being gang stalked. It's not hard to identify. Especially if you were in foster care or you've had to deal with foster care or CPS, because ultimately that's where it's all started. You know, everybody wants to think that they're protecting the children, or not everybody, you know, we all kind of know what's going on now, but like in the past, protecting children, you know, from their abusive parents or whatever it is. And then finding out later that they put our children in abusive foster homes instead. And with these people who obviously are just using the system for money because they pay. Trust me, I know way too much about this because of my own experiences and my own. I'm just gonna say step family. Okay, because adopted or not, I don't know. I don't know, really, for sure. So, I mean, all I'm saying is that my step family, okay, my step family is the ones that originally, you know, called CPS on me. There was no abuse or neglect. That wasn't the issue. The issue was that she wanted money. My own sister. She wanted money to be able to take care of my children because I had gotten arrested. And funny thing is, usually when you get arrested, you get out a couple days later and you just go back to court. And that's exactly what it was. It was something stupid, you know, that they blew out of proportion because she called CPS, and CPS is the one that started doing their little digging and the little research, and then came in and said, oh, you practically threw your children at us. Telling you, these people are evil. I don't know what is in their blood, but it is not good. It is toxic. And so, knowing that I was in foster care, I was raped, abused, molested, video recorded, accused wrongfully of hurting my child, which it did not happen, you know, and then aging out the system, not receiving any help after that, just no guidance, no help that they do now. Like, if you're a foster child now and you time out of the system, you get help with housing, you get help with benefits and whatnot. I received none of that stuff. Nothing. I aged out and I was pregnant with my second child. All right? And so, knowing that, and then basically just sharing my experience of being a foster child, CPS followed me. They actually, okay. See, my memories refreshing on things that happened in the past. And yes, I remember now. I was in a foster home, in a group home in Florida, in Cocoa, Florida. Well, maybe not in Cocoa, Florida, but like Melbourne, maybe like right next to it. And then there was like a bridge, and you cross over the bridge, and then you're in Cocoa, Florida. That's basically where I was. I was in a group home, being molested, pregnant. And then when I had helped one of my friends sneak out because she wanted to leave, I don't blame her. The place was crappy. The staff there was just gross. It was just gross. And so I helped her leave, but I got stuck on the roof. And I got stuck in a position that I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of safely. There was no getting out of it, basically. And so what I did was I just let go. I let go, flipped myself over because I was pregnant at the time with my son, and landed on my back on the cement steps that go to the front. Okay? And I couldn't move for like a good minute. I was laying there and I couldn't move. I was like, I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. And I didn't know what or how, but I just got up. I just got up and went back inside. And I didn't say anything to anybody because I felt fine. I was like, okay, everything's fine. No, it wasn't. Of course. Now I am suffering from that damaged spinal cord that I never got repaired properly. And so I'm suffering from it today even worse. But anyways, going from there and then here, flying from Florida to California, and then ending up in foster care again, it just is like, of course. They know where you're at. They follow you. When you're in foster care, when you're a foster care child or whatever it is, you're a number, and they follow you for the rest of your life. It's very true. And they harass you, and they come up with some like bogus reports or whatever. Of course it's anonymous, but technically it shouldn't be anonymous because it is our right to confront our accusers in a court of law. So it kind of makes no sense to hold anonymous phone call because technically we have the right to question the accuser on trial. And that accuser would be a doctor, a school official, a family friend, a neighbor, just those people, or the worker themselves. But of course, the worker doesn't even show up at court dates. You see? None of it is constitutional. None of it. And they've been running this system for how many decades? A government-ran system. I'm telling you guys, it's always been the government. It's always been them. They're the ones with the money and the power and the prestige and the popularity and the ability to like manipulate systems to benefit themselves. Herding the sheep around, basically, from one area to the next. But yeah, so being a foster child since I was very young in Florida, and then it following me to here in California, and then me being in the system until 18, having my son, they took my son, and then now, however many years or decades later, they come back into my life and, take my other kids. You see? They follow you. They follow you. They track you. They know, especially if you're on government assistance, then they know exactly where you're at, exactly where you work, exactly where you're banking at, exactly what foods you eat and everything, because it's just there. You can hack systems and cameras and definitely be wasting your life away watching people. Yeah. And so seeing this now and experiencing all of this, it just shows you guys, like, if we don't stand up for our rights together, then what are we doing? Like, what are we here for? What's our freedom? Right? If you're a citizen, what are your rights? All right? I just feel like we don't know them because we weren't taught them in school. We were not taught the constitutional rights in school. They're trying to take out cursive, remember? So that we can't read our constitutional rights, so that the government can come in and just walk all over us as if we are nothing. Birth certificates, too. You sign birth certificates, you're basically signing your child over to the government. I learned about that as well. That's why I will never sign another birth certificate. No, you sign it. I don't need to sign that I had a child. A blood test will tell you that. So, any more children I have, I will never sign a birth certificate. You can have a certificate saying that the child was born on what day and what time and let me confirm it. But I refuse to sign any kind of document anymore for the government ever again. Ever again. It is a trap. It is entrapment, basically. Another thing that they are not supposed to be doing, but they commit on a daily basis by sending out these workers. It is entrapment. It is against your constitutional rights. And if you don't start standing up for those rights and teaching your children about those rights, it is going to be a generational curse for the rest of your lineage. That's why I put my foot down. I'm not going to allow CPS to go into my children's lives and also destroy them and try and take my grandchildren or do something else stupid. I will hold them by their throat. All right. So, just understand that it is real. Gang stalking is real, and it happens to mainly those who are exposing the toxic, evil agendas in government systems. That includes housing, IHSS, welfare, food stamps, CASA, CPS, what else? United Way, CityNet, HUD, what else? Behavior Wellness, Tri-Counties Regional. These are all government-ran entities. Okay? And if you do not know your rights, they will chew you up and spit you out. And they don't care. Even at Behavior Wellness, I've had to deal with them. I've had maybe one or two good counselors there, but they're a joke as well. All right? So be careful when you're looking for a counselor. I suggest if you have SenCal, you call SenCal and you have them give you a counselor instead of going through, another little system. Because then you're just going to have another person that's just going to say something else, that's probably inaccurate. And plus it's free. SenCal counselors they're free. Obviously, your Medi-Cal pays for it. So if you really need someone to talk to and you don't want to go to behavioral wellness because of whatever reasons, or you don't want to go and get some other random, person you got to pay, just call SenCal and they'll give you a list. And then you can try out these counselors and see which one fits. All right? That simple. The resource is there. But you see, CPS doesn't even use that resource. They want more money from the government to pay for personal and private counseling, knowing that all of these foster children have SenCal. And so their medical insurance covers counseling. But they want to take your tax dollars to pretend to pay for private counselors. whom they end up bribing anyways to lie about you. You see, the good thing about my case is that I'm not dumb and I speak my mind now. I speak what is on my mind. I have told everybody like what's going on, what has happened, and I don't know. They just seem to understand a little bit more. They get it. And so it's not easy being gang stalked because you don't know if people are actually going to step in and do the right thing. And you don't. And it really sucks because nobody's going to tell you anything. They're not going to come up to you and be like, oh yeah, I'm gang stalking you. I get paid to freaking watch you. Or I get paid to go into a store and buy all that product that we know you like to get right before you go in there because we're watching you and we see you leaving your house and we already heard you 30 minutes ago on your phone saying you wanted to go to that store. Cell phones. You have no privacy if you have a cell phone. Okay? That's what I said. Get a landline and a laptop. My laptop doesn't work right now, but it will soon. And then I will get a landline and I will never have a cell phone again. Period. Okay? I'd rather go and buy some damn CDs and listen to music or get my antenna fixed and listen to the radio than deal with having a cell phone where people are literally listening to you, tracking you, hacking you, taking your money, paying other people to go and buy products that you know you're going to get so it's not there when you go to get it. To make false police reports, to make false reports to the DA, to make false reports to your housing agent, to make false reports, it's just, it's so obvious now. Once you get to the end of it, of all the gang stalking, and you get through it and you haven't lost your dang mind, you can see where it began and where it's finally ending. And it's finally ending for me because I've seen everything and I've made all of the right reports. You got to start calling. You can't just be silent about this stuff. That's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want you to talk. They don't want you to tell your testimony. They don't want you to spread awareness so that other people don't get caught up in the same system and problem. Because it's their money. That is their money. And when you mess with the government entity's money, oh, they're going to get pissed. They're going to get mad. Because then they're going to have to start laying off people because their budgets are cut. And they don't like that because then they have to go and flip burgers. And you lost your prestigious job because you guys were full of corruption and now there's budget cuts. You can applaud yourselves for that one. Because the people, the people on the systems having to use the government assistance and whatnot, we're not the ones in the computer system manipulating the software and whatnot and changing data or whatever it is. We're not doing that. Like I said, we don't have access to that. But all these workers do. All these people who are county workers, social workers, welfare workers, housing workers, they're all county workers, state paid. But guess what? They still have to follow federal laws. Because not only are they state funded, they are federally funded. Every single benefit that I have is federally funded. Therefore, if these state employees or these county employees want to undermine a federal law, that is where you call and you make the reports. That is what you let them know. They broke this law, this code, this policy, and you have to be exact with it like me. Like, I will get the section code 234.78, and show you. This is what it says. This is what you have to follow. This is what you signed up for. So for all of you county workers out there that are watching me, because trust me, I know you are, you can sit pretty all you want in your little cubicles. But when those budget cuts come, and when those investigations and audits start, and you know that you have not been honest, guess whose fault it's going to be when you lose your job? Not me. Not my fault. Your fault. Because you were corrupt. Because you did something wrongfully in a system. You manipulated a computer database. Okay? And the sooner that the people stand up and start holding these workers accountable, the better our future for our children is going to be. Don't let these government entities take full control over you and your life. Because, like I said, if you're a citizen, you have rights. You have the Fourth Amendment right, First Amendment right, Second Amendment right, Third Amendment right, Fifth Amendment right, so on and so forth. And yes, I did exercise and say my rights in a courtroom. So they have been recorded in a courtroom. And when you go and you file a lawsuit, the great thing about emails, documentation, and proof, along with recordings or whatever else you have, you're going to win your case. And then it's going to show more and more people that they can do the same. That they can stand up, they can hire an attorney, and they can sue these people. You may not be able to sue a whole system, but you damn sure can take these people to small claims. All right? There's a couple people, watch out, because I'm not joking. I will take you to small claims. Because you did things to my life that put me in a delay, that put me in a financial burden, that hurt my children. So yeah. Yeah, I'll sue you. As holding you accountable. That's what I can do. I can't go and arrest you. You know, I'm not law enforcement. I'm a civilian. But with civilian, you have the right to take another civilian for what they have done to you with the proof. The real proof, not no some artificial, fake, fabricated shit, because you're going to get caught up with that too. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Be honest. Be factual when you take people to court or systems. You want to sue welfare or whatever. You know, you got to have all your ducks in a row, as in you have to have all of the paperwork and all of the incidents of dates and all of that stuff. I have it all in email. I have it all recorded. I mean, it might take me a minute to get it organized. But it's there. And so, how I know too, like I said with the gang stalking, it's not just one person. It's entities. It's groups. And so, these government groups like that, they'll go around and they'll just basically talk shit about you. They'll be like, oh, this person, yeah, she's really bad, and she's got her kids taken away a while back too, and she used to do this, and she's disabled, she's got to be on that, she needs this, and, you know, they'll sit there and just blah, 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 and talk shit about you to like a school official, or to a doctor, or to a counselor that they paid, just to basically defame you so that the other person's report comes out more of what they want to hear, not what's really going on. You see, for a while, SSA didn't want to admit that I have been in therapy for 4 years straight. And in order for you to get SSI, with your mental disabilities, you're able to get it a lot quicker when you have letters from, your counselors and whatnot. And so I did. I had one letter from a counselor, and they ignored it. They ignored that letter. They tried to get some other psychiatrist to do some test on me and everything else, who doesn't even know who I am, doesn't know my story, but was paid from SSA to be that particular person so that she or he, whoever it was, I think it was she, can say, oh, well, I don't think they're that disabled. Your opinion's biased because you're getting paid by SSA. Make it make sense. Why is SSA doing that? That's another thing to me that does not make any sense. You are paying someone to give a biased opinion so that you can deny a case, even though there's factual evidence from other entities. And now I have two. I had two that I submitted, 2 letters from 2 different therapists, which I said I could have gotten another one if need be, to prove that I have been in therapy for 4 years straight. And you guys were all saying, oh, you need at least 2 years when I first applied. So, yeah, it's just, it is a wild game when it comes to being disabled and having to deal with government help and benefits and whatever. Your freedom, your privacy, your opinion goes out the door. Bye-bye. See you later. And you don't get it back. You don't get it back. You don't get it back until or unless you are completely off of housing, welfare, food stamps, SenCal, having to have your kids in schools, having to go see doctors, all these people can be paid and bribed. But guess what can't be paid or bribed? Wow, Lord, you just dropped that into my mind, didn't you? Wow, okay. I see it now, the future. I will be the first to say I would rather have robots running our government systems than human beings these days. Because human beings can be persuaded, bribed, biased, manipulated, evil, toxic. Their whole agenda is different than what they're supposed to be doing. But with a robot, they're programmed. There's no bribing a robot. There's no I just realized that. I'm yeah, all right. I would rather have that. Because then I can stay at home, or I can go and use the money that I have saved up or whatever and go live life. Enjoy life. Let the robots work. Please. Let me have vacation for the rest of my life while these robots bust their ass in these warehouses making these products for us, or these clothings or whatever else. Yeah, I actually do agree with that, because we wouldn't have to work so freaking hard. We wouldn't have to toil. We could live life. We could enjoy Mother Nature. We can enjoy going to the beach or going on a trip somewhere and not have to worry about our jobs, because we can watch from a distance and make sure that it's getting done properly. We don't need to be doing it. I think that's really cool. The movie iRobot with Will Smith, it comes to mind. And the only reason why they made it look so evil and is because that's the enemy. Remember? The enemy is going to destroy what it does not understand. And it will not take the time or the opportunity to understand because they don't care. Okay? They lost their care card a long time ago. So, yeah. But I just wanted to get on and just chit chat for a minute. Have a beautiful day today. Raining. Everybody else is asleep. I woke up at like 8, I think, 7 or 8. I didn't want to get up, but then I was like, my body's like, just get up. But yeah, so that's my little morning, like, what gets put on my mind when I wake up. I'm just like thinking, and then he drops stuff into my mind. Oh, and I am going to start doing more words. I took a break because, like I said, being gang stalked and constantly watched and copied or whatever, content thieves. So I kind of just backed off for a minute. But yeah, I'll just give this one word right now because it's on my mind. It's fresh. A couple days ago, I was sitting in my rocking chair just looking out my sliding glass door into my backyard and just watching the birds and whatever. And I saw this butterfly land on one of my dog's bones on the ground. Just dried out, bone, just sitting there. And the butterfly comes and lands on the bone and just sits there for a minute. And God ministered to me, and he said that he's giving life to dry bones. He is breathing fresh life into dead things. And just to see that in the natural, that simple thing of a butterfly landing on the bone, new life, dead, dry bone, Ezekiel, just came to my mind. And that's what he's doing. He is bringing dead things back to life. He is breathing on the dry bones in your life. All right? Let him. And then the other day, I think it was yesterday, I was talking with my daughter about my grandson that was just born. And she was telling me his name. And at first she said Ezekiel. And then she's like, no, it's Israel. So my grandson's name is Israel. But when she said Ezekiel, it just reminded me of what I had witnessed a couple days prior of the butterfly landing on the dry bone. And so it's just like, it's so true. It is so true that he is here to bring life. He is here to give you an abundance of life. All right? And that life means not toiling and working your ass off and getting hardly anywhere. All right? That's not... That's why God gave us and created our brain. Our brain is a computer. It is a system. All right? And it's always evolving. That's what AI I could see that, artificial intelligence. You're putting our mind into a robot so that they can act and think and whatnot like us and do the work or whatever else, but not have the ability to be corrupt or bribed or dismayed or manipulated because they're being monitored by us. All right. It's kind of like, excuse me. It's kind of like your cell phone. Your cell phone can do a lot of different things. But if you don't know what it can do, then you're just kind of carrying around this device that's ultimately spying on you. And so, we already have that. So with having a robot to be able to go to work and clean our houses and do our yards or whatever else, go shopping for us, like go grocery shopping, like we can live more freely, more abundantly, more like have more fun, enjoy life, like enjoy what God's given us, this beautiful earth and land that he has. Instead of sitting in a cubicle or in an office building 12 hours a day. And I know why I could never sit there and do that. I see why. Because it's like the same thing, monotonous, over and over and over again, day in and day out. It gets boring. That would get so boring. I get it. And so, yeah, you want to take a vacation and get away and TGIF, but then you know what? Over time, you start getting bitter. And it starts coming out onto your employees. And then you start forgetting stuff because you're stressed out, you're overworked, you're not restful, you're not getting what you need, you're not getting the nutrition you need, or whatever it is, because you're so engulfed in work and production and benefits and profit or whatever. Competition and you're wasting your life. You're wasting it away. I think that there could be way more fun, way more excitement, way more things to do that bring joy, that will give us the long life that we want. Stressing out, working constantly, or gang stalking another person, you're only wasting time. You're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. But you see, the only difference between my time and your time is my time gets reimbursed. Your time runs out. Today is the day. Right now is the time to turn away from wickedness, to turn away from your sins. Repent. And just do better. Rewire your brain, change your ways, stop some habits, start new habits that are good. Give to other people who you can't expect it back from them. You don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I don't. I give and give and give and give and give. And I don't ever expect it back. Yeah, there are times where I'm like, hey man, I could use $20. Hey, yo, I could use $100. Like, I paid your $200. I paid your $200 to start your business. I helped you over here. I helped you with $40 over here. Yeah, there's going to be some times where I'm in need of a couple bucks. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, what's wrong is if I were to steal it or manipulate something to get it from somebody else wrongfully. Or go and disobey the Lord and what he told me and go and gamble to see if I could win some, $1,000 lottery hit. He doesn't want you doing that either. He's like, you're basically just throwing away your money then. There's a lot to know, to learn, and to do at this time. And we are at a turning point. Yeah, it's a turning point. It's God said he's not going to allow evil to run loose and run amok. He only allowed Satan to be here until he comes back. And then Satan has to go to hell. where he belongs, you know? God's just, like I said, God is using the enemy to basically mock him and be like, you still didn't win. You know, I even gave you an opportunity to play around on earth and you still lost. You know, like it's already said and done. God already knows the beginning, middle, and end of everything. Everything. Your life, my life, dog's life, cat's life, a bug's life. All right? That was a cute movie. Which I did get some movies from the thrift store. So I'm really excited to, binge watch some movies. Got Elektra and, oh my goodness, the Godzilla. That was awesome. 3-hour long movie, but it was worth it. It was worth it. But today is President's Day, and I am planning on making paper planes on President's Day with my youngsters. I can't call them children anymore. They're not children. They're not children anymore. They're growing up. But I'm gonna bring back the childlike faith and fun and make some paper airplanes today and then have like a little competition. But yeah, just making the day fun because they're all off of work and out of school and it's raining. So figured that would be a really good indoor activity to, bring us all together and do a family thing, family event, whatever, get together. But I hope you guys have a great day. I really do. Just remember that gang stalking isn't worth it. You're really just hurting yourself. And if you're gang stalking the wrong person, consequences are real. Okay? Prison is real. Fines are real. Restitution is real. All right? And just because I may not have lost thousands and thousands of dollars, I've lost time. Because there are certain things that I should have received that would have been beneficial for me. God says that He gives the same opportunities to everybody. It's the people that put the barriers in between us, in between what certain people are accomplishing in their path. We all have the same opportunity with God. Stop blocking people's blessings. Stop putting barriers in their way just because you don't feel good about yourself and your life. Make the changes you need then. Sacrifice for a little bit. You'll get there. It's uncomfortable because you're growing. You're getting out of toxic mindsets. Getting out of the matrix. It's worth it. It's hard at first. It is very difficult at first because you getting out the matrix, the enemy doesn't want that. So he's going to send everything and everybody at you. And you're going to feel like you got hit by all sides in your life. Financial, spiritual, with your children, with your work, with your vehicle, with your home. You just get hit left and right with people trying to stop you, delay you, accuse you, or whatever it is. But as long as you put God first, you know you're doing the right thing and you have all of the evidence to back it up, then don't have fear. Have more faith. Hire the lawyer. Sacrifice that time to change jobs if you need to. Go homeless for a little bit if you need to find another place to live and you got to get out of a toxic environment. You're gonna make it. I promise you that. As long as you put God first. If you don't put God first, You'll get temporary fixes, but you will not find a permanent solution. And then you're going to continually be on that hamster wheel, trying to get that fix again, trying to get that little Band-Aid again to make yourself feel better for that moment. Like, I sit here and I look at my son's dad, and I'm like, you really must not be happy with your life, because you have everything you want now. You got what you wanted. You got full custody. You got all that. But here you are still insulting me, still trying to hurt me. It just means you're not happy. You're not happy with your life. You're not happy in your relationship. Or else you wouldn't be going on and on and on with me. And I was like, go back to work. I'm bored. I got shit to do. I was like, just go back to work. Damn, man. Like, you got everything you want, and you're still insulting people and still fighting with them. It just shows you, bro. It shows and exposes your, what's the word? Your unhappiness. Just unhappy. You are unhappy, bro. With every aspect of your life, you are unhappy, because it's been over a decade and you are still trying to insult me today. And it hasn't changed anything. It has not changed anything with me. I am still the same person. And it has not done anything to me and our son's relationship. We still have a good bond. We still have a strong relationship. We still adore each other. Oh, man. And that's like a testimony. I'm a walking testimony, because you can see the beginning, middle, and end now of a 10 to 15 year battle of being gang stalked by CPS. Okay, it's them doing this. That's why they're $500,000 over budget, because they're hiring private investigators to track you, trace you, follow you, to come back with some crazy report or whatever it is, or to go pay a doctor to make some false report, or, like, that's what they're using the money for. They're not properly distributing it. It's mismanagement. Oh, man, the sooner we abolish CPS and, like, have a whole new system with whole new rules and name and everything, this is going to be a continual pattern. So maybe start a petition. Maybe we can get thousands of signatures to take to the Capitol and be like, we need to completely get rid of this system and start over. Let me run it. I'm telling you. You're going to be happy. You'll be happy. You will be happy. Your children will be safe. Your children will be with you. And if they're not with you, they're going to be still involved in your life, because that is just like, if you let the child make their own decisions as they get older of who is toxic with them, who do they not want in their life or around their life by the time they become an adult, then we've taught them right. Okay? You've got them that far. Discernment, all right? It's not easy when their brain is not fully developed either, okay? And so they get manipulated. And then you have the corrupt officials, of course, that will come in and manipulate your children because their brains have not been fully developed. So it's easy to do that. Evil. And I've seen it firsthand with one of the workers, like with my son, how she was grooming him and doesn't even know who he is. Oh, I bet you get all the girls in school. He was in elementary school at that time. That's grooming. You don't put that on a young child. You don't want to do that. I'm very glad that my son was able to get past all of that nonsense with, grooming. And he has friends that are females, not girlfriends. Just friends that are females. He knows not to be in any kind of relationships. He knows not to be, talking about certain things. Me and him have the talk. We you got to teach them. But I hope you guys have a great day. I just felt like expressing some of the things that are going on, my feelings about some stuff, saying hi. It's been a minute. I moved into my closet. You guys, oh my gosh, I have it all organized in here now, so it's cool. Before, I kind of just had stuff thrown in here because it was a lot. It was a lot of laundry, a lot of boxes, a lot of keepsakes I had to go through. I have a ton of baby books. Like, it's a lot of memories that I like to hold on to. But, yeah. So now I'm going to be in here doing my little lives or whatever. So it's a little bit more quiet. And I don't have so much distractions. But, yeah. God is good. God is good. He's good. So put him first, and just you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And for those who are gang stalking and working together in groups or whatever to try and stop people, from succeeding or getting to the next level or getting to their opportunity that they've been waiting for and working hard towards, and you just want to take that away from them or delay it, you're blocking your own blessings, you're disobedient, and you're going to hell. And it's your choice to change. Nobody else's. Peace.